in the beginning, we have this, like that classical piece, right? The dun 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 dun. Do you know the name of that piece?
I do. That would be Also Sprach Zarathustra.
Yes, or in English, Thus Spake Zarathustra. Now, Zarathustra is actually the first person we are going to bring up, or also known as Zoroaster, or Zoroaster. All right, he was the founder of the Zoroastrian religion. Though in his own tongue, it would have been closer to the Zarathustra. The Zoroaster is Greek, right? We do run into, with religions, they span sometimes thousands of years, and so the names get a little bit tricky. I think one of the classic examples, right, is very well known, of course, is the Christian religion, right? You have Jesus. In his own tongue would have been closer to Yeshua.
So Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua.
Okay.
But yeah, as these words move through different language systems, things get twisted a little bit. And we're actually going to run into one of those with Zarathustra, right?
Okay.
So he is a priest at a time when there is a polytheistic. We're going to have a lot of cool words. Polytheistic means they worship multiple gods, right? It's often shamanistic, right? Where you have people who commune with the spirits and have little rituals and everything like that.
Now, you say a time. Can you give me a broad strokes? When are we?
I wish I could, Mike.
Oh, boy.
This is one of those things. What we have for Zarathustra is a 900-year range. He was born sometime between 1500 BC and 600 BC.
Okay.
Somewhere back there.
Can you give me a where?
Persia.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we're there, kind of like Babylon, that kind of area.
Modern day Iran.
Yes, modern day Iran, absolutely. So he's there in Persia, and we have this polytheistic religion, and polytheism was pretty much over all the world at that point, depending on how finely you want to slice that, right? And it is believed by some that Zoroaster started the first, Zarathustra, the first monotheistic religion, right? Because he's a priest in this polytheistic religion. And he says, guys, there's only one. There's only one God, and all these spirits are evil demons.
It's a bold stance.
Yes, he was immensely popular, and everyone... No. That's not how that went. He was driven out almost immediately by threat of death. But he manages to meet this other king who listens to him, and once the king joins the religion, the whole country joins the religion.
Okay.
Right? So that is his great in. Now, a few things. So the basic idea is there is good, right? Azura Mazda, that's their god, their deity. He is good. Everything else is bad. And we have the symbol of Ahura Mazda that is fire. In fact, their places of worship are fire temples.
Okay.
Which I just think more places should have fire temples. That is metal right there.
And what goes on in a fire temple?
There is the main thing is that there is a fire. And most of them are eternal flames, right? They're kept running all the time, no matter what. And people come there and, do different ordinances or rituals. It isn't very centralized, so there is some variation. Okay. And there's not really much. There's only about 200,000 Zoroastrians left today.
Today. So very old religion.
I said some would
still
argue
going on
the
today.
oldest monotheistic religion. Now, it is worth noting that Judaism was even older, but again, depending on who you believe, was not always monotheistic, and that it became monotheistic after Zoroastrianism.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
There were several religions, for instance, that had like, oh, there are multiple gods, but only one worth worshiping, right? There's only one main one, but there's all these others. There is some history of Judaism that kind of led towards monotheistic, but I said, where we have a 900-year range of when this guy was even born, and most of the stuff written about him was written around 1000 AD. So most of the stuff written about him is almost 1500 years later. Our knowledge here is real shaky.
Was it just passed down like from person to person?
Yeah, oral traditions.
Tradition? Okay.
Oral traditions.
Okay.
Some records, but yeah, nothing real firm. So we will likely never know. Right? But this is one of the claimants for the oldest monotheistic religion.
Okay, if I wanted to visit a Zoroastrian fire temple today, where would I have to go?
India.
Okay.
Yeah. India and a couple of the surrounding countries, there are still pockets, entire communities of Zoroastrians.
Wow.